Hi there. Let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, wide awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep used to come so easily, but now feels like a stranger? Or maybe you do fall asleep, but you wake up feeling like you haven't rested at all. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And let me say this right away, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not just getting old. But there is something quietly happening behind the scenes. You see, after the age of 60, our bodies become more sensitive to small things. And those little bedtime habits we picked up over the years, things that never seemed to matter before, suddenly start affecting our health in very real ways. From our sleep quality to our heart, digestion, memory, and even how long we live. In this video, we're going to gently uncover 4 of these silent sleep-destroying habits. And most importantly, I'll share with you simple, realistic changes you can make, not only to sleep better, but to wake up feeling more alive day after day. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's begin with something surprisingly common. You might not expect this, but one of the biggest bedtime traps for people over 60 is something that feels harmless. Watching TV or scrolling on your phone right before bed. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to tell you to throw away your favorite crime drama or give up checking photos of your grandkids on Facebook. But here's the truth. That blue light from screens? It tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. And for someone in their 60s or 70s, whose body doesn't produce melatonin as efficiently as it used to, this small confusion can delay your ability to fall asleep by hours. Think of melatonin as nature's sleep switch. When it gets dark, your brain starts releasing it to help you wind down. But when that artificial light hits your eyes, even just a little, it shuts the switch off. And what happens next? You lie awake. You wake up more often in the night. And the next day, your energy is drained, your mood might feel off, and you wonder why you just can't bounce back like before. The solution isn't to cut out screens completely. Instead, try this. Set a simple screen curfew. About 60 minutes before bedtime, turn off the TV, put the phone down, and choose something softer on your senses. Maybe read a book, listen to calming music, or just sit quietly in a dim room. Give your brain a chance to recognize that the day is ending. You'd be amazed how just 1 week of this small change can help your body get back into its natural rhythm. Sleep becomes deeper. You fall asleep faster. You wake up fewer times. And over time, this helps your heart, your memory, your blood sugar, even your immune system. Now, let's talk about another quiet habit that can feel innocent. Eating a little something right before bed. Maybe it's a cookie with your tea, or a small sandwich because dinner felt too light. We often tell ourselves, it's just a snack, what's the harm? But after 60, our digestion slows down. What used to take 2 hours to break down might now take 4 or 5. And when you eat too close to bedtime, your body ends up spending your sleep time trying to digest instead of resting. That's when you start to notice strange things. You wake up at 3 a.m. feeling warm or sweaty. You have vivid or unsettling dreams. You feel a little bloated in the morning or wake up with a dry mouth. Sometimes, you might even feel your heart beating faster than usual. This happens because your nervous system stays active when your stomach is working overtime. Instead of sliding into deep, healing sleep, your body stays on alert, working, processing, burning. And that's not the kind of rest you need at this age. Here's a gentler way to handle it. Try finishing your last full meal at least 3 hours before bed. If you're truly hungry closer to bedtime, choose something light and sleep-friendly, a few almonds, a slice of banana, or a small serving of warm oatmeal. Not only are these easier to digest, but some even help boost melatonin naturally. Also, drink a warm, caffeine-free tea like chamomile or lemon balm instead of sugary drinks or milk-based options. It soothes your system and gives your brain a signal. It's time to wind down. By making this shift, you're not just helping yourself sleep better. You're giving your heart, brain, and metabolism the rest they deserve night after night. Now that we've explored these 2 hidden sleep disruptors, you might already be thinking of small changes you could try tonight. That's wonderful, because it means you're already on the path to healing. But we're not done just yet. There are still a couple more habits that might be holding you back from the peaceful, rejuvenating sleep you truly deserve. You're doing great sticking with me so far. We've already talked about how screen time and late-night snacking can quietly chip away at the quality of your sleep and, in turn, your long-term health. But let me ask you this. Do you ever go to bed carrying the weight of the day still sitting on your chest? Maybe you don't say it out loud, but in your head it's there, that argument you had, the news you watched, the worry about your kids, your bills, or even your health. This brings us to the third hidden habit that steals sleep from people over 60. Going to bed with a busy or anxious mind. Now you might say, but isn't that just life? I can't turn off my thoughts like a switch. And you're right, it's not easy. But here's something most people don't realize. As we get older, our brains process stress differently. The same worry that might have rolled off your back at 35 tends to hang on tighter at 65. Our cortisol levels, that stress hormone, can stay elevated longer, especially in the evening. And when cortisol is high, sleep becomes shallow. Your dreams get intense. You wake up more easily, and it takes longer to fall back asleep. Over time, this can lead to memory lapses, a weakened immune system, and even higher blood pressure. So what can we do? It starts with a simple shift. Create a short nighttime ritual that tells your brain, it's okay to let go now. This doesn't have to be complicated or spiritual, just gentle and intentional. For example, try keeping a small notebook next to your bed. Before lying down, write down 3 things that went well today. Even small things. Maybe the soup you made turned out just right. Maybe the garden bloomed. Maybe you made someone laugh. Then, write 1 sentence that gently acknowledges what's on your mind. I'm worried about my doctor's appointment next week, but I'll face it when the time comes. By doing this, you're giving your mind a safe place to park those thoughts overnight. You're telling yourself, I see you. I hear you. But it's okay to rest now. You could also pair this with slow breathing. Nothing fancy. Just sit up, close your eyes, and inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and repeat a few times. This kind of breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body designed to calm you down. A few minutes of this every night, and your brain begins to recognize a new pattern. It stops racing. It trusts you to handle tomorrow. Now, there's one more habit I want to talk about today. Ignoring your body's natural signals. You know that sleepy feeling that starts to come over you around 9 or 9:30. The heavy eyelids, the soft yawn, the little nudge that says, maybe it's time to lie down. But then what do? We push past it. We say, just one more episode, or, I'm not that tired, or, let me just fold this laundry first. And before we know it, that sleep window is gone. Why does that matter? Well, our bodies operate on a rhythm called the circadian rhythm. It's like a clock that regulates everything. Your sleep, your hormones, your digestion, even how your cells repair themselves at night. When you ignore the signals and push through that window, your body shifts gears. It starts pumping out alertness chemicals again, just like it's morning. And by the time you finally get to bed, your brain is buzzing instead of winding down. This doesn't just make it harder to fall asleep. It also means you miss out on the deepest sleep phase, the one that helps cleanse the brain, repair muscles, and reset your immune system. So here's a gentle challenge. Start listening to that first yawn. When it comes, whether it's 8:45, 9:15, or 9:45, pause. Ask yourself, can I start winding down now instead of later? Turn off the TV. Dim the lights. Brush your teeth. Maybe sit quietly for a few minutes with a warm drink or a light stretch. You don't have to fall asleep right away, but honoring that first sleepy feeling is like saying, okay, body, I trust you. And that small act of listening can lead to deeper, more healing rest than hours of tossing and turning later on. Now, take a moment and just notice. How many of these little habits feel familiar? You don't have to change everything overnight. Even adjusting just one of them, like setting a screen curfew or listening to your first yawn, can open the door to better rest and better days. And here's the beautiful part. When you start sleeping better, everything else starts to shift. Your memory gets clearer. Your heart feels lighter. Your joints ache less. And your mornings feel more hopeful. We've already covered a lot, but we're not quite done yet. There's still more we can explore together. More gentle changes that can lead to powerful improvements in your health and happiness. It's been such a joy to walk through these insights with you so far. And you know what I've come to realize? So much of good sleep and good health after 60 doesn't come from doing something extra. It comes from gently removing the things that no longer serve us. The habits we never questioned, the routines we fell into out of convenience or even survival, especially when we were younger. And now, it's time to talk about one more. The fourth hidden habit that quietly harms your sleep and your health is going to bed without preparing your environment. Now you might be thinking, wait, what do you mean? My bedroom's fine. I've had the same mattress for 15 years. I sleep in my usual spot. Lights off, door shut. That's it, right? Well, here's something you might not hear often. As we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to our surroundings. A little noise that didn't bother us at 40 might wake us up at 70. A bit of extra light coming from the hallway, or even the blinking of a TV light, can interfere with our brain's ability to reach deep, healing rest. And temperature? Oh, temperature. That's a big one. Did you know that your body actually needs to cool down a little in order to fall asleep? That drop in temperature sends a signal to the brain that says, okay, it's nighttime. Let's begin the repair process. But if your room is too warm, or your blanket's too thick, you'll toss. You'll sweat. You'll wake up groggy and a little irritated, even if you don't remember waking during the night. Here's what I recommend, and it doesn't require you to redesign your entire bedroom. It's just about creating a space that invites rest, that supports the beautiful work your body tries to do while you sleep. Start by checking the temperature. Somewhere around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit tends to work best for most older adults. It might feel a little cool at first, but your body will adjust quickly, and thank you later. Next, try removing any unnecessary light. Even a small night light or digital clock that glows can confuse your brain into thinking it's still time to be alert. If you can, use blackout curtains or a soft sleep mask. The darker the room, the deeper the sleep. And finally, consider the sounds around you. If your house creaks or traffic hums in the background, you don't have to suffer through it. A white noise machine, a quiet fan, or even soft nature sounds, like rainfall or ocean waves, can help mask those little disruptions. Think of it like creating a cozy sound blanket that soothes your mind to sleep. One woman I spoke to, named Marie, she's 74, told me she used to wake up 5 or 6 times every night. I thought it was just aging, she said, but after simply lowering her thermostat and moving her clock away from her line of sight, she started sleeping for 6 hours straight. That hasn't happened in over 20 years, she smiled. And that's what I want for you too. Because here's the truth, my friend. Your body is still trying to heal. Still working hard every single night to protect you. But it needs your help. When you give it the right conditions, less screen time, calmer thoughts, a rhythm that honors when you're tired, and a peaceful bedroom, it responds. Maybe not overnight, but gently, surely. Your energy improves. Your memory sharpens. You feel steadier on your feet. You wake up with a little more hope in your heart. And if you ever feel discouraged, wondering if it's too late to make changes, let me tell you, it's not. The body is remarkable. Even after 60, 70, or 80 years, it wants to repair. It wants to rest. It just needs a little help and a little kindness. So here's a soft challenge from me to you. Choose just one thing from everything we've talked about. Maybe it's shutting off your phone an hour earlier. Maybe it's turning down the lights and listening to the quiet. Maybe it's finally buying that cozy sleep mask or fan you've been putting off. Start small, but start gently. And then tomorrow night, do it again. And again. And before long, you may look back and realize, you're not just sleeping better. You're living better. Because better sleep isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring where you are, today, and giving yourself the care you've given to everyone else all your life. Now, if something in this video resonated with you, if you nodded or smiled or whispered, "That's me," I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts in the comments. What works for you? What keeps you up? You never know who else might read your story and feel a little less alone. And if this video helped you, would you do me a small favor? Click the like button. It helps others find this message. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so we can keep walking this path together, one step, one breath, one peaceful night at a time. Until next time, sleep gently, lie fully, and never forget, you deserve to feel good again.